Hey everyone, I'm Vikki and this is Space Creations, where I hope to inspire you every week to create the space that you love. This week I'm going to give you easy upgrades for your home. Doesn't matter if you're a homeowner, renter, or looking to sell. If you're not feeling the love, it's time to change. Are you ready? Let's get started. Tip number 1, let's talk about lighting. This is typically the first thing you see in a room, yet it's the last thing you change. Why is that? I know, it's a big pain to change. Well, guess what? Unless you're the electrician or you know how to do it and you're handy, awesome. If not, I always recommend you hire the professionals. Anything to do with electricity and plumbing, never take a chance and always hire someone to do it. I'm sure in your network you'll know someone, or someone will know someone who knows someone. So it's easy peasy. When shopping for lighting, I would always start with IKEA. They have fun, different, innovative designs at affordable prices, especially if you're a renter. I found all of mine there and it only cost me less than $20, so I'll never have any remorse if I cannot change it before I leave. If you have a little more wiggle room in your budget and a little bit more money in your piggy bank, I would always go to Castle Life, West Elm, or even Article for some light fixtures. They have great designs that would suit your space. Just remember, you always have to choose something that you love. If you're shopping online, always remember where you're living. If you're choosing a light that's coming from Europe, it's not going to work in North America, and vice versa if you're living in Europe and choosing something from North America. Anyways, just keep that in mind and happy shopping. Now let's move on to hardware. I'm not referring to your hammers and nails, I'm referring to your drawer pulls. Wow, try to say that 5 times. Drawer pulls, drawer pulls. Yeah, I can't do it. Anyways, for me, I like to think of it like jewelry. It's a way to accessorize and give your cabinets a facelift, especially when a renovations isn't in the cards. There's so many different finishes and so many different designs for you to choose from. For the kitchen, I would recommend going to Home Depot or even Lee Valley Tools, as they offer such a great selection, and I'm sure you'll find something you love. For me, I wanted something modern, sleek, and a little bit of bling. So I chose a shiny chrome that is a very simple pull that gave me that great design. But I'm sure you'll find something that you love just as much. It's all about you. Don't forget that. As for the bathroom, splurge a little bit. It doesn't cost too much when you're only replacing 2 to 4 pulls, and you can always go to Restoration Hardware or CB2. They offer such great designs and different textures as well as finishes to actually up your game and have a little bit more of a decorative designer look. For me, I chose Restoration Hardware for the bathroom. I found something that's elegant, sleek, and a little bit of bling. Have some fun when it comes to your bathroom. You can actually elevate the design and be creative. Now let's move on to our interior doorknobs. Did you ever think you can actually replace them? I never did, but honestly, it's the easiest thing in the world. It took me 5 minutes, just 5 minutes to actually change them. I actually saw something on YouTube and I thought, gee, I could do that. I hated what I had in my home. It was ugly brass that is so outdated, as well as they were scratched, and honestly, they were just looking like they were really should be in the garbage. What I actually did was go to Home Depot and see what I actually could afford, because some of them can be kind of costly. I wanted to actually do black and the square because I thought that was so trendy and modern. When I actually looked at the reviews, oh my gosh, they were so difficult to put in. So I thought, no, not going to do that. So I opted for my shiny chrome because, you know, I love a little bit of bling, but I also had something that's a little bit more feminine. It was like circular with a very modern look. This gave me a consistency in my home where I wanted the modern feel, but also elevated it and made it look like it was a little bit higher end. Guess what? It wasn't. I paid less than, I think, like $12 for them. It was awesome. I had 5, I think, pulls to do, and that only cost me 60 bucks. So always think about your budget first and what you like, and always choose something that really resonates you, and that's how you start creating the space that you love. Just remember, each doorknob is not the same. So some have closing and locking mechanisms, and some are just for closets and bedrooms if you don't want them locked, as well as some are a little bit of a dummy where they actually don't go up and down. I personally chose the ones that are for my closets, and my bathroom actually has a locking mechanism. Just a little word of warning. Always carry your phone with you when you're actually changing it, especially if you decided to change the bathroom and close the door. What happened to me is that I couldn't get the actual doorknob off, and guess what? closed the door, took the doorknob off, got some leverage, but guess what? The other knob fell off. So it's essentially locked in. Don't worry, I left the link below in Google to actually get you out. It's a very easy fix, but don't panic. Just remember, bring your phone. Now let's move on to faucets. Do you ever think that you can actually change them up? Well, you can, and it's very easy, especially when you hire a plumber. But there's so many great designs and so many different types of finishes that you can actually find something that you love. I would recommend that you shop at Home Depot. They have such a great selection, but they also buy a lot of inventory on specific styles to give you a deal. You can easily find one that's $100 or less. It's a great deal for renters as well as for someone that just doesn't want to spend a lot of money for upgrading their faucet. It's a great instant transformation, especially when you can't afford a full renovation. Now, so many people ask me if you can mix up the actual finishes. Well, guess what? You can. I would totally recommend, though, if you actually are buying something shiny, like something shiny chrome, I would actually pair it with a matte. So if you're buying shiny chrome door pulls, I would have a matte black, or if you're doing like matte black door pulls, maybe you want to go for a shiny gold. Either way, it's awesome. You can always be traditional and have it consistent and having the same finishes. That's what I did. I'm kind of OCD in that way. But whatever your style is, you'll sure find something for you. Now let's talk about our shower heads. Did you ever think to change it up? Oh my gosh, it's so easy, especially if you hire a professional. If not, remember the plumber's tape, and here's a video link below. Now everyone, size does matter, at least I think in this case. Remember what you like out of your shower and what kind of style you like. There's so many different sizes, shapes, and finishes that will sure to make a difference in that area. Have some fun with it. I know I did. Now let's move on to our walls. I know most people hate to paint. I personally love it because it just instantly transforms my space, and I love it when things come together. So I don't mind doing the work. For those who don't love doing the work, here's some easy tips. This can be an actual beast in itself, and I will do another video that is just how to choose your paint color. But here's some great tips for anyone who actually wants to spruce up their room. Always, always, always think about what you want out of your room. What kind of vibe? How do you want to feel? There's so many different paint colors that will help you feel whatever you want. If you want to feel energized, relaxed, if you want to be calm, if you want to be excited, if you want to be dramatic, all these wonderful colors can be easily expressed in paint. Then I would actually choose the overall color. What colors do you really actually gravitate to? There's so many, there's millions. But think about really overall what you want to actually have in that room. And then I would actually recommend having something to start off with. So whether you're matching towards a pillow, a throw, a cushion, it doesn't matter. It's a great way to actually give you a starting point. I would take that cushion or whatever it is, and I would actually go to the paint store with it. I would talk to the paint people. I personally love Benjamin Moore because they have awesome teams working there that know color. Guess what? Color is so hard. There's so many different undertones that you may not even realize what you're bringing to the paint people, what color it really is. So it's an easy way to actually get what you like. For me, I actually went to a Benjamin Moore and I brought in my cushion from my chair. I wanted something that was light and bright, but really it's still neutral. I wanted something that was in the greige family because I love gray, but on those wonderful days when it's snowy or if it's raining, it can get actually a little depressing or cold, and I wanted warmth. So that's why I chose a greige. But guess what? That wasn't my first choice. Benjamin Moore, that team helped me pick it out. So I was so happy with it because that color changes over the course of a day, many different colors. It's anywhere from a beige to a gray in the evening. It all depends on my lighting. From there, I would recommend to get your paint swatches. So here's all these wonderful chips. Take as many as you like. I would actually hang them or put them on your walls. Look at it, morning, noon, and night. Put it in different facings. So close to the window, far away from the window, the opposite wall, everywhere. But make sure you see it in the dark, when it's dark, with your natural light, with the artificial light, as well as with no light, and look to see how it actually reacts to your floor as well as your furniture, because all that will impact that color. Once you pick 1 to up to 3, because don't make it so confusing for you, go with your gut. What do you really resonate with? I would go to the paint store and then buy a sample can. This is an easy thing, so don't paint your walls with it yet. I would personally go to the dollar store and buy a canvas. These are easy and great. You can hang them up, you can put them and just move them around in your space, and again, look at it. And you can buy bigger, smaller, whatever actually you like, but make sure you actually like this color. Make sure you see it throughout the day, morning, noon, and night, and hopefully you can see it in the sunlight as well as when it's going to be dusk or if it's gray out, because guess what? Your color could easily change. And then make sure you love it. From there, go ahead and paint. That's almost a guarantee that you've picked the right color and that you'll sure love your new space. After painting, here's a little tip. Make sure to replace your plates. This is a great way to finish off your beautiful work. You can also use these steps if you want to paint an accent wall. Just remember to have that color throughout your space. It's not just a one-off because you want to tie it within your space. Like me, I actually have a warm gray that's a little darker, but my chair, I have a couple accents, flower pots, as well as a couple ornaments that tie in this color all the way through my space. Now, if you're brave enough and you want to have something a little different and add a little texture, you can always use removable wallpaper. I would actually use something like that for an accent wall. This could actually create a little dimension as well as use it as art, depending on your actual pattern that you choose. It's a nice little backdrop for your bedroom wall with your bed, or even if it's your entertainment wall with your TV or whatever you want to create. It's just a fun way to actually add a little bit of character to a room. Just remember, I would always recommend that you get samples and do the same type of process as you do with the paint, because the colors that you see online doesn't necessarily mean it's what you get. So always remember to read those reviews and remember to take the removable wallpaper, because it's so much easier when you get tired of it and you want to change it up. Now, my last change is not really an upgrade, but it's actually a tip. Start to look at your floors. Are you happy with them? Now, I'm not saying, hey, we got to remove and redo our flooring, but if you're looking to see any dullness, or if it looks a little dry, dehydrated, or even if there's a lot of streaks, it's time to change up your cleaning supplies. It'll make a world of difference, especially if you're using an all-in-one type of cleaner. For me, I love the convenience of the Swiffer. When I use the all-in-one kind of cleaner, it didn't do a good job on my hardwood. I have parquet flooring and it just became very dehydrated and dull. But guess what? Once I changed it up and I started using the wood cleaner, it brought it back to life. So I challenge you, if that's your issue with your floors, change it up and see what happens. You'll be amazed and you'll start to love your floors again. Hey everyone, that's it for me this week. Drop a comment below and tell me what you're going to upgrade next. And if I missed anything, let me know. I always love to hear from you. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel and smash that like button below. All right, have a great week, everyone. Take care. Bye for now.